share what I've come to learn in a waiting season. Lord knows a waiting season is extremely long. But normally I used to think in a waiting season that it's just a season where you just wait, right? You wait on the Lord like a servant would wait on you. So, like, provide ministry and figure out the lessons that the Lord is teaching you in that waiting season. And the thought was when you come out the waiting season, everything that you want is going to come to pass. What you're supposed to be doing will begin to happen. All the struggles you went through in the waiting season, they will dissipate. All the trials, you're like, I passed it. I'm over it. But what I've come to learn in the waiting season is that the waiting season is actually not just a waiting season. It's actually a preparation ground for the next season. I literally used to think, oh, I'm going through such a hard time in this waiting season. I can't wait till this season is over so I don't have to deal with this problem anymore. No, that problem equipped you to deal with the problem in the next season, which is much bigger. Let me show you through scripture. So let's look at Moses. Moses grew up in the household of Pharaoh. Good teachers, wisdom, grew up with the wealth. I guess you can say he grew up with the old money family. Then at age 40, he had to leave. He couldn't use nothing that he really learned in the castle. It was kind of like the wilderness season for him was like a deprogramming. And while he's in the wilderness, he becomes a shepherd. He becomes a wife. He takes a wife and he becomes a husband and he has kids. And then he becomes the son-in-law of a priest. So now he gets to see firsthand how a priest deals with God. He gets to see firsthand how it is to be a father. He gets to see firsthand how it means to love your wife and submit yourself. He begins to see how it is to literally live in the wilderness, not a palace, not a castle, a wilderness terrain. He gets firsthand to see how to deal with the flock, the sheep, how to protect from the beast of the field, how to gather them all together, how to lead, walk ahead of them and lead them, how to go to the right spots to feed them, where to nourish them. He began to learn all of that. But that was a waiting season for him. Why was that a waiting season for Moses? Because remember when he killed the Egyptian man, he said to himself, maybe God will deliver Israel by me doing this. So he already knew what he was called to do. He knew he was going to be the deliverer of Israel. So he took it in his own natural hand and killed one man. And he got a whole entire army. And he thinking he going to deliver Israel. So he went flee to the wilderness. Now he thinking, hold on, I'm going backwards. I'm leaving the place where the people is at that I'm supposed to deliver. But I'm leaving them. How I'm going to deliver them if I'm leaving them? Because you need to go deprogram yourself. Go in a waiting season that's going to train you for that purpose and that call. You're not just sitting there waiting. You're literally being trained and being taught for what God has for you in this next season. So when Moses went back, first, let's say God called him. So he identified the voice of God. He knew how to cater to God because he had them watch Jethro, his father-in-law. So then he went to deliver the children of Israel. Brought them into the wilderness. Well, Moses was familiar with the wilderness. He was already living in the wilderness. So he was already familiar with that. He had preparation to live in the wilderness. He didn't leave the castle and then went take the children of Israel into the wilderness. He had already did 40 years in the wilderness. He was familiar with that terrain. Then he got to deal with a bunch of children in Israel who was backbiting, complaining. He was literally their shepherd. Well, he had already learned how to be a shepherd from having flock. He loved the children of Israel. He already learned how to love because he had kids. He was a father. Moses is called the father. And then he had a wife. He understood what relationship was. Then they had to fight battles. The children of Israel had to fight battles as they went through all this wilderness terrain. Well, Moses had already learned how to deal with the beasts of the field. You see what I'm saying? That waiting season, 40 years, Moses knew what his purpose was. But he knew he had to wait 40. Well, he didn't know he had to wait 40 years. But he did have to wait 40 years before he actually walked in that purpose. That's a long time. He got caught at age 80. But in the process, in the waiting season of 40 years waiting, he learned. The waiting season is literally not just to sit and wait, but it's actually a preparation for the season ahead of you. I guess you could say the waiting season is more like a prerequisite for what's to come. Like you have to get all of these prerequisites before you graduate to the next class. I was in a waiting season and I just got assigned a new assignment. That is like, wow. I'm prepared for it. But now I can see what is going to teach me to walk in the full purpose of God. Don't be discouraged. God knows exactly what he's done with you. He's equipping you. He's training you. You're in the right place at the right time. You're being prepared for your call and for your purpose. God bless.